It'll be in the box. Guys, you want to make sure maybe it stays a little bit back, please? Back up a little bit.
Give him some space.
You're our hero, Bruckner. Bruckner, how are you feeling right now? How are you feeling right now?
The jellyfish was so bad that last mile, it's just on fire. I feel incredibly grateful and humbled. I mean, I don't think that this swim is something you could do without a wetsuit. I hit my first jellyfish in 30 minutes, and it just got worse and worse since then. And I guess it's almost like a mountain climber deciding that going without oxygen isn't going to work that day. Put on the jellyfish to see what else the aquarium and the sanctuary had to offer, and it's incredible. I'm so grateful for. I mean, I couldn't have done it without Michelle and my crew. I mean, Pat Rhodes, who rescued swimmer, was next to me the whole way. Tony Mahalik, a Beach Patrol from Ocean City, flew out here side by side with me every step of the way. Casey McCaffrey, my sisters Beth and Pam are out here. Yeah, we're even closer.
When we spoke last week, you said that the first thing you wanted to do when you got out of the water was touch your wife. Are you glad that you actually made it to the other end to do that?
I am absolutely glad that I made it to the other end. I think that, every time I go out into the ocean, I find out something more about what's out there and even more about what's inside here. And I'll tell you, the Monterey Bay Aquarium gave me my first glimpse of what's out there before I ever thought about staring into those waters. And the National Marine Sanctuary makes sure that long after I'm through swimming, there's other people that are going to be able to get out there. And I'm looking forward to a week of watching Blue Ocean and other people's stories in the water and letting mine take a back seat. But I'm just incredibly grateful and absolutely humbled. I mean, it was an amazing experience out there. I mean, to watch a full moon set and the sunrise come up, and
how did you get
to do it with family and friends and people from all over was incredible. I don't even know what to say.
How did you get through the pain and just the difficulty of the jellyfish?
What really helps me get through this is having a purpose that's more important than just me swimming. And with all the work with the sanctuary and the aquarium and family and friends, I've got a group of swimmers in Ocean City, New Jersey that they were swimming a mile, each of them this morning when we hit the water. And I want more people to get into the water. I mean, whether you're right here or in New Jersey or in Ohio, I mean, our lives are connected to this. My life is intimately connected to this. It's what brought Michelle and I together, and it's what we do to get people involved. And this is a passion. It's a passion for the swimming. It's a passion for the connection with my family and friends. It's a passion for the community that we've been able to reach in Ocean City, New Jersey, and here in Santa Cruz as well. It's I get through the pain because I think that we're all capable of more than we think. And I seem to throw myself into circumstances where I get to test it a little bit more often than some. But whether it's a first dive beyond the waves or a 25-mile plus swim across Monterey Bay, you've got to you've got to see this. You've got to be out of here. You've got to take a look at what's out there. I mean, it's amazing. If anybody, and I know in the next year or two, I swim it with a wetsuit. I'm eager for other people to come out and do it without a wetsuit, or swim to Cal's. I mean, swim back and forth at Del Monte Beach, but just get out there, see what it's all about. I think it's amazing.
Was it a difficult decision to put on the wetsuit at 6 o'clock?
It was. You know what? And I've done marathon swims following English Channel rules, and people ask me what I'm most afraid of, and whether it was sharks or jellyfish. And I think I'm just like everybody else. One of my biggest fears is, how am I going to look? How are other people going to judge what I do? And is it okay to swallow some pride and ego and make sure that I can make it across so that we can be together and so that I can share this with other people? So my fear is making that decision, putting pride and ego aside, and I'm glad I did. I mean, I'd rather be here after, 14 hours than climbing out after an hour and missing out on everything we encountered together as a group all the way across.
Do you think that the additional training and the planning that you put into this time around actually changed the outcome for you today?
Absolutely. I think that even though the jellies are there, I know that my body can't stand being stung that many times. But even when I was out there, I think I talked to you the other day, I'm getting stung by them and recognizing that there's nothing bad in the jellies. I mean, it was beautiful. I mean, I'm intimately aware of blue jellies now, and you can appreciate the fact that it was absolutely stunning. I mean, they're beautiful creatures, and the pains, how they capture prey and stuff. I'm in their environment, so last year I really suffered through it and really struggled with that. This year I was prepared for it as well as I could be. It was still more than we ever could have imagined, but it wasn't suffering. Yeah, it was painful every time I got stung, but the suffering was gone, and just being out there was the reward. And I think that was what really helped me fight through the tough parts. And then we had the chop and the waves in the last 10 miles or so, and I think that focus on not suffering and realizing I'm a guest out here and what an amazing place to be a guest, that helped pull me through.
How does this stack up for difficulty compared to Ironman and some of the other things?
I did my first Ironman in '85. I've done 100-mile runs. This marathon swimming, with or without a wetsuit, it doesn't matter. This is by far the hardest thing for me. Mentally and emotionally, you go to places that you don't necessarily have to go to, even running 100 miles. You don't get to touch anyone. I mean, you're completely on your own. Your energy's consumed with not just moving forward, but staying afloat. And rarely have I been in a long-distance run or an Ironman where things were trying to sting me and hurt me or possibly eat me. So I think it's always kind of challenging too when you're out in the middle and you realize you're looking down at a 3,000-foot abyss, and that abyss kind of looks back into you. And this is by far emotionally the hardest thing I've ever done. This type of swimming, but it's also some of the most rewarding. They call it a solo swim, but I mean, look at the people that I had with me. I mean, this is a community swim. I mean, I had people 3,000 miles.